Welcome back all to my channel, Mr. Fix It. I'm coming at you with something different today. This is, I ran into a situation. I thought I'd share it with you all because I do come here a lot and look at videos when I'm fixing stuff and all, and it does come in handy. So I figured this might help some of you down the road. We have an RV. It's an E350. Well, the front side wasn't charging where the truck runs with the motor and everything. So I got it down to the alternator. The alternator, only because I already changed the battery in the starter a year ago, so I figured it wasn't that. But anyway, I came to the conclusion it was the alternator. Go down to O'Reilly's, get me an alternator, and I put it on, so the thing's charged and everything. That problem solved. So lo and behold, what happens? This happens a lot. When you're fixing something, it leads to something else. Well, the smog pump, air pump, is on the same belt that turns the alternator, and the smog pump wasn't turning. Okay, so the pulley on the smog pump was froze up and the belt was just spinning. So I don't even know how the belt lasted. The belt was getting pretty thin, but I mean, this thing was probably froze for a little while and the belt was still spinning and it was still pretty good. This is the smog pump right here. This one has four hoses going out of it. Okay, some of them have two. But lo and behold, I'm looking at this thing, and I'm researching it, and I didn't even know that there's a lot of vehicles out there with smog pumps, so it is a common thing. But anyway, with this vehicle, they made the 460 engine. This is for the 460, 7.5 liter if you want to go that way, gas. But anyway, they only made that engine, a specific amount of years. It isn't like the Chevy 350, and parts are regularly available. This thing here, I studied it, and I called O'Reilly's, I called AutoZone, I called Advanced, I called Napa, I called junkyards, I called everywhere, and nobody had one. So I was looking online, and I had heard this before, that you can do away with your smog pump. Well, I had no choice, so that was my next step. So I wanted to do away with it because naturally it was all froze up. Here, look. Okay, so this thing is supposed to spin. That doesn't spin at all. I put a pipe wrench and everything on it. Okay, and then the shaft is offset, so it has these little gears on it, and this is hooked to like fiberglass doors, if you can see it. Okay, I broke this one apart, but most of them were broke apart already. But this is hooked to here, and that goes inside there, and there's little slots inside there, so it pushes this thing in and out as it spins, and it's supposed to pump more air. Well, it's not a turbocharger, but it's supposed to pump air. But anyway, I took it, when I took it all apart, I figured I'd had to do away with it. So I looked up a video. Hey, it's me, Douglas. That's the name of his channel. It's kind of different, but it works for me because it helped me fix this thing. But what he did was he went through the whole thing. He tore off, some of the hoses that were on there. This hose right here, okay, this just went from this unit onto the front of the air breather. So what was happening, I think, was this thing wasn't functioning, so it was actually choking out my engine because this thing wasn't working, and this thing was hooked to the front of the air breather. So what I did was just totally took it off the air breather. The two holes are above the air filter, so you still got the filter coming through, so it's fine for them to just be open. So I left them open, and with hey, it's me, Douglas. He took the whole thing apart, showed him driving off. He said the thing drove fine. Okay, so we drove ours. Ours drives fine. So these two pipes were two of the hoses that were on it. There was two other hoses that it was easier just to stick. I stuck some steel rods in there, and then I tightened up the clamp so they don't come out, but I didn't want any dirt to get up in there, so I just cut them off, with the rod, and tightened up the the clamp. But we drove it down the road. It seems to be driving, it may even be driving a little bit better, to tell you the truth. But, it's only been a week, so we'll give it a little bit of time. I'll save the hoses. And I know they do make these, but they're not readily available. I know, and I'm just saying that now because that's what they told me. But I mean, for all I know, they may not ever be available. But I just wanted to show you what was inside this thing, how much it broke apart. Okay, all these pieces came from it. There was like 3 or 4 of these fiberglass pieces that pop in and out on these hinges here. Can you see that? Okay, so after I saw that it couldn't be, because a lot of guys rebuild them. I see also videos where they take them apart and rebuild them. Well, as soon as I took it apart and saw the thing was all bashed up and I couldn't get the pulley to move, I knew I had to do something else. So this was the next best thing. But I wanted to share with you too, on this Hey It's Me Douglas video, he did a very important thing for me that saved me a lot of work, and that was he showed the belt that he replaced the old belt with, because naturally when you took that smog air pump off, it left some room in the belt because it didn't have to wrap around that smog pump pulley, so the belt had to be shorter. The belt that I had was too long. It comes out to be like 4 inches, but this saved me so much work and time because I was able to just pick up this belt, and it did fit perfectly and it worked nicely. So I appreciate Douglas for putting that in his video. Hey, it's me, Douglas. That's the name of it if you want to check it out. But he goes through the whole thing, and I just wanted a follow-up video to show you what I had to do if you're having, maybe you're a little shaky about taking that off and doing whatever you got to do. It's working out fine for me. So anybody out there who's going through the same thing, it's and as far as smog and all, if you it's a 95, so most of these vehicles are going to be older with the 460 because they discontinued them in like 2005 or 2006. So if you have one, it's going to be an older vehicle, 20 years or older. So you can tag it as an antique if you want, or some states call it a different type of tag. But you can use that tag, and then you don't need to smog it. That's about all I did to review the smog pump pulley. The smog pump pulley wasn't turning. Okay, so I checked out the smog pump, and it was totally froze. It was all broke up on the inside. Okay, so I did go ahead and bypass that smog/air pump. And again, this was for a 460. I think the smog pumps, because they do have smog pumps on a lot of vehicles. I never realized that, but I think this smog pump is true to the 460 or 7.5 liter gas engine. So I do know that I was at the junkyard and I did look at a lot of them, and your 5.8 liters and stuff, they are not the same. So it's important that you get the one for the 460 engine. I think it goes by the engine, not so much by, because they did put the 460 in the F250s and all. So, and they are basically the same design on the motor. On that 460 has the same smog pump and all. But I couldn't find anything anywhere in the junkyard that would fit that. So I had to do it this way. Again, hey, it's me, Douglas. He showed me what belt to use, so that saved me a lot of time, because it is like 4 inches shorter, but you can't be certain. So with this, I was certain that this would fit because he showed it right on his video, and it did indeed fit on mine. So if you're having this problem, got any questions, leave them in the comments. Okay. Thanks for coming. Share the video, like and subscribe, please. I appreciate all the subscribers. And that'll be all for now. If there's any videos I could do for you in the future, leave them in the comments and I'll try to get to them. All right? Have a good one. Mr. Fix It, and I'm out.